I want to talk a little bit about just kind of where the investment market is at right now, because we can talk about these big changes, but it doesn't really change where the deals are. I mean, I think we'll see how it plays out. This is all happening in the last 30 days, but I mean, if you're thinking about the last 6 months. We talked a lot before about DADUs and ADUs and what's going on with that market and the conversion of older homes into middle housing, right? Like the 4-6plex type things. And I think that was a big. There's a big movement for that and a big need for that. I'm curious your thoughts on how is that market evolving? Is it still a good investment? Does it pencil for people? What is that? Let's start there. Let's start with the ADUs, DADUs, middle housing.
So let's define what we're talking about, just so we make sure the audience is all together with us. ADU stands for an accessory dwelling unit, and in our area, ADU usually means attached to the primary structure or the single family. DADU stands for detached accessory dwelling unit, aka a standalone. My joke here is, all right, well, what's an ADU or a DADU? That's the old mother-in-law, but a mother-in-law is a protected class. So now we call it an ADU or a DADU. Okay. Bad joke, but you get the idea. And right now, the numbers still pencil where the ADU, DADU play Pierce County, King County, Snohomish County, the whole metro. It is the absolute 100% best investing opportunity that we have, because I believe it's one of the best investment opportunities that's accessible to a low-level investor, a starter investor, even the first-time home buyer. So I've seen loan products now that have where you can own or occupy the primary. You buy the single family up front, and they will give you a construction loan to build the DADU, ADU in the back. I've seen them also where you've got the single family up front, and they've got a construction line of credit to build the one in the back. So there's these new and innovative products that are happening for this housing type that's very specific to Washington. What we're seeing, though, is we're also seeing a little bit of pushback, the NIMBYism. It's changing the character. We don't like what this is. And so these cities start laying on regulations and red tape and slowing things down. So most people don't know, the Master Builders Association has been paramount in Washington State, and the BAIW, which is the Builder Association Industry of Washington, also huge groups, plus some of your local political action committees, some of your title companies, really being unbelievably helpful and protecting that middle class and that opportunity for people. So one, the DADU ADU play, I think, is the absolute best. Two, I think people need to also look at it for aging in place. Mom, dad lived in the front house. Maybe we need to now build them a cute little rambler in the backyard. That also comes in with the rural DADU. So the rural DADU in Snohomish County right now is 1,200 square feet on a 200,000 square foot lot or above in the R5 zoning. Washington State, though, 2 weeks ago, just passed a bill that now is requiring rural DADUs everywhere. So Snohomish County was kind of ahead of it, the poster child for the rural DADU. The Washington State Legislature looked in and said, you know what, they did it right, and they passed it a little bit better. They say now the rural DADU will go up to 1,296 square feet, so just under 1,300. They want them to use the same driveway. They want them to be within 150 feet of the primary structure, have its own drain field, and have adequate water supply. All of that's amazing stuff. What that does is that adds in the ability for that first-time home buyer, for mom and dad on that 5-acre piece to now go build almost a 1,300 square foot. That's a real good-sized house, So that is really. That's going to massively help, because that's also now going to start showing up in all the other counties versus Snohomish County, I think, really piloted that one. So one, I think that's the best investment. Two, you're seeing a lot of it. In Everett, where we're recording this, there is one builder here in Everett that has 50 DADU permits in for his company. That is amazing that someone has put that much into the pipeline. And once again, a lot of people had a meeting in the last week and a half with the city of Everett, with their planning director, and a whole bunch of people to talk about streamlining the permitting process, because Everett got so inundated. And I think it was Tacoma or Renton also did too. They got so many applications that it clogged their systems. So they're working on, it's called a basic. A basic is when you have like a plan that's fully approved, they're going to approve it faster. They're coming up with innovative ideas to make this happen. So I believe, one, the ADU DADU play is the absolute best, and there is between 75 grand to 150 grand per DADU, maybe 250 in the right location that can be made there. I think that's going to go on for another couple years, and then we'll probably see all land prices rise to compensate for the ability to build an ADU or a DADU. I want my house hackers thinking about that. I want my first-time homebuyers thinking about that. This is an amazing equity tool. My multi-generational people, I want them thinking about the rural one or moving down.